Coming up this morning on Daybreak, the results are in, and America has a new president.
That's right. Reality TV star Donald Trump will be the 45th president when he takes the oath of office in January.
And we, of course, will have all of your national results, plus a look at how races here in the Show Me State turned out. A lot to talk about and catch you up on. It is all coming up this morning on Daybreak.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. A lot to get to this morning. It is Wednesday, November 9th. I'm Chad Mira.
And I'm Heather Lewis. A lot of you probably stayed up late watching elections. Of course, we're going to wrap it all up for you, let you know what you need to know as you get out the door, and that includes your weather as well. So let's get your forecast first with John. Good morning.
Good morning. I've never felt so insufficient in a day. I love it. It's good. You know what? I'll let you know what's going on quick, and then we'll get back to what's really important. But it's 41 degrees outside. It's cool and crisp. And you're watching high pressure work its way in again. Look at, you can see the clouds have already cleared. Harrison and Mountain Home are starting to clear as well, but the clouds have been there for most of the night, which means you're not as cool there. Harrison, Mountain Home, Branson, and West Plains, really the thick of the Ozarks, is not that cold. We're seeing the cooler air pool in now to our north, but we're gonna have a really nice afternoon. It's gonna be 61 degrees, but we're gonna be talking about the word frost tonight, and it could be the first real frost. I'll have all those details in my next forecast.
Every citizen of our land, that I will be president for all Americans, and this is so important to me.
Republican Donald Trump has been elected the 45th president of the United States of America.
That's right. That sound you just heard there was the speech he gave a little after 1:30 this morning, addressing the nation for the first time as your president-elect. We have yet to hear from Hillary Clinton yet. She conceded the race around 2 a.m. She has not addressed the country. That could happen later this morning. We aren't sure. We haven't heard anything. But if it does, we will bring it to you right here on Daybreak. For now, let's update you on the electoral votes last night. Donald Trump clinching with 289 electoral votes right now. Not all the states are in, so that number could still go up. Hillary Clinton's sitting at 218. And if we look at a map here that we also have on our website, this gives you an idea of all the red states. And, you know, it started early. Trump won Florida. He won North Carolina. You can see he won Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin as well. It gives you an idea of the path he took to clinch the White House. Yeah, and Trump also took both Missouri and Arkansas. Here's a look at the final results in the Show Me State. Donald Trump came in with 57% of the vote, opposed to Hillary Clinton's just 38%. That is with 100 precincts reporting. That's right, and over in Arkansas, easy win for him there as well, winning by 26%. He had 60% of the vote in Arkansas to Hillary Clinton's 34%. Of course, a lot of eyes on the Senate races as well. That up for grabs. Yes. A lot of Democrats looking to steal seats from Republican senators. We had a tight race here in Missouri between incumbent Roy Blunt and the challenger Jason Kander. Roy Blunt's held a lot of political offices. We've seen him a long time, but he's just won his second term as U.S. Senator, winning 49% of the vote to Kander's 46%. Yeah, and Blunt celebrated his victory with Greene County Republicans at the Ramada Oasis in Springfield. The incumbent senator has been in Congress for about 2 decades and had prior service as a Missouri lawmaker and Missouri Secretary of State. He says a Republican legislature, 5 Republican statewide officials, and a Republican majority make for an opportunity to move the state and country forward like never before. Blunt says his focus in Washington will be what it was on the campaign trail, and that is more jobs and less government.
A Republican president and a Republican Senate and a Republican House can do things to change this country and focus again on opportunity. We've had 8 years of hearing what the world ought to look like 25 years from now. We need to be thinking about how people can get better jobs next month and next year.
So what does this mean for the balance of power in the Senate? That was one that Democrats were hoping to steal from Republicans. At the start of the night, Republicans had 54 Senate seats, 54 out of 100, but so far it looks like Democrats only flipped one of those. That was a race out of Illinois. That's right, and the head of the state for Missouri has also switched from blue to red. Outsider Eric Greitens defeated his opponent, former Attorney General Chris Koster. Eric Greitens picked up 51% of the votes compared to Koster's 45%. That's right. Eric Greitens never held a political office. He was a former Navy SEAL. And there's something that he really hit home on that we've heard in a number of key races, and that is his whole campaign, the fact that he claims he's a political outsider.
Around this state, there were thousands of people who stepped up, who joined this movement, who joined a grassroots movement, the likes of which hasn't been seen in Missouri in a generation. But you joined us, you carried our message, you believed in what we could do together, and tonight we made our voices heard.
So Greitens now will replace the outgoing Democratic governor, Jay Nixon.
That's right. And for the first time in more than 20 years, Missouri's Attorney General will be a Republican. Josh Hawley, the Republican, came in with 59% of the votes. He beat Teresa Hensley, who came in with just 41%.
Hawley says he's looking forward to rolling up his sleeves and getting to work for Missourians. He says his first order of business is to get the Attorney General's office working for the people instead of the politicians.
Hawley says he plans to clean up to the dysfunction of Washington, D.C. and the corruption in Missouri. Hawley, who calls himself a conservative outsider, had no prior political experience. He says it's clear that's what Missourians are looking for.
I think that Missouri is tired of the professional politicians who failed the country, failed our state. They want something new. They want people who are going to stand up for them and speak for them, work for them, and that's what I'm going to do.
Now let's get you caught up as well on other local races. Former Polk County Sheriff Mike Parson is Missouri's new lieutenant governor. He defeated Democratic challenger Russ Carnahan. Mike Parson coming in with 53% of the vote. Russ Carnahan at 42%.
That seat left open when Lieutenant Governor Peter Kinder decided to run in the primaries for governor, losing there. He served as the sheriff of Polk County before being elected to the Missouri House in 2004. He served 3 terms there in the House, then 2 terms in the Missouri Senate. Parson says he plans on supporting veterans in the state, advocating for tourism, and promoting agriculture. He says he'll work hard for Missourians and support Missouri values.
All right, a lot of House seats up as well. Billy Long will stay in office just a little bit longer. Long took more than 2/3 of the vote, beating Democrat Genevieve Williams 68% to 27%.
Easily winning his 4th term as congressman now here in District 7. Long says he's excited to have a friend in the White House and a friend in Vice President Mike Pence.
Now, another Republican winning the Secretary of State race. Jay Ashcroft has defeated Democrat Robin Smith by a very wide margin. Ashcroft, of course, is the son of former Senator and U.S. Attorney General John Ashcroft. He sits at 58% of the vote, with Robin Smith coming in at 38%.
Certainly with the name recognition there of Ashcroft. Robin Smith, though, an interesting candidate, a former reporter and anchor at KMOV, the CBS affiliate in St. Louis. So we were thinking maybe she'll get a lot of support in that area, but the Ashcroft name holds true in Missouri. We have a lot of election coverage still ahead this morning on Daybreak, some tax issues we need to get to, as well as some races in Arkansas.
Yep, that's right. And of course, you can find all the latest results on our website and more coverage at ozarksfirst.com. Let's take you to a live look outside, 8 minutes past the hour on this Wednesday. John will have more on what you need to know for your forecast coming up next.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Chad Mira, Heather Lewis, and your meteorologist and weather expert, John Ziegler. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.